looked into ideas from both sides of the aisle, Republican and Democrat, about how the next president might approach climate change. And there are a lot of interesting takeaways. I'd say number one is there was not much disagreement about the fact that moving to a clean energy economy would be good for America in terms of finding places for the new innovations that we've seen in terms of clean energy, renewable energy, domestic energy, the opportunities to bring the rigor and creativity of Silicon Valley and the creative industrial community of the U.S. to the front and find ways to finance and gear up for clean energy. There is a broad reservoir of support for that. We also had a lot of discussion about how to ensure that there's adequate finance for this change, that there's adequate means of addressing the dislocations that occur because of the energy transformation that we've had. And there was an appreciation also for the fact that this isn't all about technical new clean energy, but also, frankly, about how we protect our existing environment, which plays an enormous role in the carbon cycle by sequestering huge volumes of carbon dioxide that are in the air, bringing them down into our forests, into our wetlands, and into our natural landscapes. And finally, we looked at the question of how the next president might best set up his or her government, and had the advantage of getting insights from folks like John Podesta, former Secretary Steve Chu, and former EPA Administrator Bill Riley. There's a lot to learn from what's worked before and what hasn't in terms of how to coordinate the kind of huge enterprise needed to make the federal government nimble enough to deal with the issue on the one hand of reducing emissions of carbon, and on the other hand finding ways to generate clean energy to replace those emissions with clean electrons.